The theme for this session is how to bridge the gap between people and technology to improve conversations and learning outcomes. My role in National Strategies is to help people in the organisation adapt to the changing workplace and decide for themselves how they can act differently with technology to have an impact. So I want you to hold this thought. Can we ever truly be friends with our technology? We are social beasts by nature. We enjoy getting together and having discussions in all sorts of environments without excessive direction or instruction. However, much informal interaction within a work setting is valuable but not captured. How do we capture conversations outside formal settings? And how do we manage the gap and gather opinion from everyone who counts? And how do we create communities that will grow and thrive? Well, we can look at collaborative technologies to widen the net and be more inclusive. I've bundled some tools into my toolbox to provide additional spaces for conversation, communication, discussion and activity. Great when you aren't co-located or can't regularly meet face-to-face. Comments can be timestamped and attributed, and anybody can contribute regardless of time or location. So let's look at some of the benefits. Connecting people online means that face-to-face time is less of an imperative. Start activities offline and maintain momentum through discussion and online collaboration. Writing, planning, ask the expert hot seats can all take place online, and webinars are perfect for scheduled and spontaneous meetings once people get past their initial phobia. And meeting online usually means saving money. But this can sound mean-spirited to those who enjoy meeting in the flesh. So online collaboration is not about taking away the face time. It's about putting forward different arguments as to why to add it to your blend. Different activities can happen concurrently, and you can share bookmarked content and resources easily and employ different modes and media for engagement. Also use technologies to tap into a richer learning vein, allowing for reflective activity before and after events. And as communities mature, they become self-sustaining without additional scaffolding. But online communities need time and effort as well as purpose and objectives to establish, so include incentives and marketing and give people a reason to join and a reason to come back. More choice about delivery increases user access and supports on-demand and self-directed development. Participants can catch up or contribute anytime, frequently outside of working hours. And if any of the following apply, then include social and new media as part of the blend, if travel and training budgets are cut, or you have to communicate with a large and distributed audience. And of course, we can't ignore or reject change. Think about how much your job has changed over the last 2 or 5 years. Would the job you do today have existed 10 years ago? What will you be doing next year? Everything and everyone is networked now, and the norm now is to share information rather than hoard it. When budgets are tight, don't stop doing it. Think about how you can do it differently. And of course, one of the most exciting aspects of introducing new tools is the opportunity for you to pick up new skills and take on new roles. The pace of change can seem overwhelming, but it is worth exploring what's on offer, whether it's facilitating or moderating communities, presenting using web conferencing tools, creating the right conditions for authoring and collaboration, or project managing online collaboration. So the key really is to choose the right tool or tools for the job, but make sure you know what that job is. So back to the good old-fashioned analysis of the target audience, motivations, planned outcomes, their location, size, content or information needs. Don't start with a tool or impose technology because you feel obliged to. Make informed decisions based on knowing what's in the toolbox and what suits your audience. Social media is all about personalization, whether it's creating your own personal learning network, setting up RSS feeds or social bookmarking, or sharing updates through blogs or Twitter. You've got membership of many different groups and communities within work and outside of work, so stay aware of what information is shared and who may be reading. Don't let the two collide or interfere. So if all this choice and access is leaving you feeling totally overwhelmed or out of control, then just take a moment or two to enjoy how we used to keep in touch when we were on the move. We've all come a long way, but life was much quieter then. And this is a deliberate pause, so don't worry, I haven't stopped. Just enjoy the moment of quiet. And if you're not sure about how your community is doing, here is the oft-quoted rule for participation rates from Jakob Nielsen and many others. 90% will merely visit, not contribute, 9% will participate occasionally, while 1% will generate the majority of the content. So don't be disheartened if your response rates feel something like this, but what can you do to increase them? And be prepared to make some mistakes along the way. There's 4 people up here who've predicted it wrongly. Sir Alan Sugar was confident that the iPod would never take off in 2005. Ken Olsen, founder of DEC, told us there was no need for a computer in the home. And even Bill Gates said that nobody would need more than 640 kilobytes of memory on their personal computers. And I'll let you look into what Sir William Priest said. And when you're not talking to a knowledgeable audience like yourselves, perhaps a senior management team, then think carefully about the language you use and don't blind them with science. Avoid using technology terms like blogs, wikis, social media. You'll see eyes glazing over or suspicions over time wasting. Focus on benefits and removing pain, adding value. Use the terms that fit the business, introduce technology quietly. And of course, we shouldn't look to replace face-to-face contact. For many groups of users, the most effective way to introduce online tools is at an event or meeting. The benefits being that relationships can start so faces and names are familiar when they connect again in an unfamiliar setting. So you may be able to introduce more technology into the mix as users become more confident and online leaders emerge. So as we ramp up to the close of the presentation, I just want you to think about what this means for you. Well, potentially it means more opportunities to publish more quickly, to gather opinion, be more inclusive, and to work with people who are not co-located with you. So the tip is here to get involved, get your feet wet, target relevant activities, and reflect your organisation. You don't need a crystal ball to tell you that the future is already happening. What we do need to ensure is that people are prepared to make informed decisions about how they introduce collaboration into projects and programmes, where it should be embraced and where it is quite rightly excluded. So I started this session by asking about whether technology and people can ever truly be friends. Maybe this is taking it too far, but I do believe it shouldn't be seen as a rival or as an enemy. My overarching message to you is to make it your partner in designing and delivering collaborative activities in your regular work. It is definitely worth it, and there's lots of benefits on all sides. So I just want to, with a bunch of flowers, with a glass of wine, thank you. And thank you for your time. A toast from me to you for listening. And I do look forward to collaborating with many of you online through the eLearning network, other networks in the future. Thank you again for listening.